Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nello Reads channel. Our first r/ChoosingBeggars story of the day comes from White Wolf Dreamer. I want a free drawing and I want it now. I just felt like telling this story. It happened about a year ago, but I don't have screenshots because it never occurred to me to take any. I do, however, remember most of the conversations because the sheer audacity of it is stuck in my mind. To preface, I like to write stories for characters I create, and I draw them sometimes. I'm by no means a great artist, mediocre at best, and I don't typically do requests or commissions because I don't have time for them, nor do I think my art is worth it. But that didn't stop this person. So one day I had posted a drawing of my character for a certain show, when I get a random message from our choosing beggar. Hey, I saw your drawing of the character. It's really good. Would you draw a comic of this character from the same fandom for me? Thanks, but I don't draw comics, and I don't do commissions. Oh, I can't pay, so it would be a request. It's not that hard to draw a comic though. It'd just be one page with proceeds to describe a basic plot that would involve several panels far beyond my artistic abilities. Again, I don't draw comics, sorry. Well, could you just draw this character then? It doesn't have to be a comic. I've never been good at conflict, so I tried to be amicable. I guess I could try and draw them if I get the time, but I'm usually pretty busy, so it could be a while. Awesome, thanks! So they sent me some references, which I saved for when I had free time. Cut to a few days later, I get another message. Have you started working on the comic yet? Hi, I'm not drawing a comic, remember? Just a portrait. And no, I haven't. What's taking so long? I warned you that I'm busy. If I get time to draw them, I'll let you know. Fine. I honestly should have told them off then and there, but I was still trying to be nice, so I brushed it off. But then, a couple days after that, I get another message. Still waiting on the comic. Hello, I'm still not drawing a comic. I'll have some free time this weekend to draw your character, so please be patient. Really? Can't you draw a character today? I've been waiting. I told you I'd be busy, and you'd have to wait. Frankly, you've been very rude, and I'm no longer going to be drawing your character. Have a nice day. And I blocked them. I know it's not as dramatic as other stories, but I feel the audacity of getting mad that someone isn't giving you a free drawing quickly enough to just be bonkers. I am also not great with conflict, so I feel OP's pain, although I'm not an artist. Regardless, I'm glad the OP ended up not drawing anything for the choosing beggar. I can't even imagine not only messaging an artist asking for a free drawing, but getting upset when it's not finished in less than a week. Our next story comes from DD50. Woman wants free clothes and for me to deliver them. First off, for some context, I have terminal cancer in my spine and hips, so movement and traveling is very difficult for me. I'm a bit of a clothesaholic, and often things are worn once or twice before being sold on eBay, and also a bit of a larger person, a size 24. Clothing in this size that is fashionable, fun, and affordable is difficult to come by at places like ASOS and Amazon, and larger sizes are not always cheap. I've been selling on eBay for over 9 years, and this is the worst choosing beggar I have ever come across. I posted 4 dresses, 3 tops, 3 bottoms, 2 pairs of sandals, and 2 handbags. That haul would normally bring me around 100 to 150 pounds. Let's call the customer Karen, obviously. So she messages me about one of the dresses and asks me what the minimum price I will accept is. I tell her they are all on auction and she's welcome to bid. She tells me she can't wait to bid as she has an event to go to that weekend. She tells me she's interested in all of my items and offers me only 25 pounds for the lot. One of the dresses alone cost me 75 pounds and has only been worn once, so I replied simply no. She then proceeded to harass and beg me to sell her this one dress for just 5 pounds. I said no. She then again offered me 25 pounds for the lot as long as I was willing to deliver it to her about 40 miles from where I live. Again, I replied simply no. She then tells me that she is diabetic and can't work, has 2 small children, and can't afford to buy clothes in that size. So being kind and generous, I agreed to sell her the one dress for 25 pounds and give her my PayPal info. She sends me 2.5 pounds. I assume it's a mistake on her part and remind her the dress is 25. She then said, why can't I let her have it for just 2.5? I clearly don't need the money, and I know how hard it is to find larger dresses dresses, as I'm obviously bigger myself. She says, perhaps if I lost some weight, I'd be able to sell more clothes and wouldn't have to charge so much. Bear in mind, she's the same size, 24. So she then tries to guilt trip me by telling me that she's diabetic and that's why she can't work. I tell her I sympathize, but the dress is 25 pounds. She replies with, "You are a heartless B-word, and you should let me have that dress for 2.5, because I wasn't going to get a lot more for it than that anyway." The bidding on the dress is already at 17.5 pounds, so I say I'm sending you your 2.5 back, good luck in the future. I then get an email from PayPal demanding a 25-pound refund on a dress that she's not even bought. Not only that, she contacted eBay and told them I was a scammer. That isn't what happened, and I can prove it. She turned around and actually messaged me saying that she hopes I get cancer and die. I then told her I already have terminal cancer, thanks. She then accuses me of lying for sympathy and demands her 2.5 pounds plus interest back and the dress, or she's taking me to small claims court. Not only that, but apparently she knows me and knows where I live and will send her husband to beat the crap out of me and pick up the dress at the same time. I literally had no idea what to reply to that. I was just gobsmacked. After this, I blocked her and reported her to eBay. Stories like this are exactly why I hate selling things online. I used to sell clothing online a lot and would get so many lowball offers, like a $100 hoodie that would get offers of around $20, and it would happen a lot too. But usually the person who made the offer would message me a few days later asking why I hadn't responded, like they hadn't just offered me a fifth of what I was asking for. Oh yeah, what an offer, I should have responded right away. Our next story of the day is from Superfly666. Sold a PC capable of running Fortnite. 2 years after, buyer wanted a refund, wanted to keep the PC and also a free upgrade because his son couldn't play Ark on max settings. A good few years ago, I was selling my wife's old gaming setup, PC, keyboard, mouse, and monitor, as she wanted a laptop. I put up an advert on Facebook Marketplace for the second-hand gaming PC for around 150 pounds. Not brilliant, but would play low to medium games with little issue. I get a message from the future choosing beggar saying he wants to buy this PC for his son, but it must be able to run Fortnite, be fast, have RGB, and must be able to visit and test in person. So I explained to the choosing beggar that this PC is secondhand and has some used parts, but it did have a brand new case with RGB lights in it and a brand new graphics card. The choosing beggar was happy with all of this, came to my house with the rest of his family, and tested this PC playing Fortnite. Choosing beggar was happy with the PC and bought it. Fast forward 2 years, choosing beggar messages me out of the blue to say the PC is broken and he wants to bring it to me so I can fix it. I asked what the issue is with the PC and asked him to explain how it's broken, also mentioning that 2 years has passed, so I'm not really obligated to do anything, but don't mind trying to troubleshoot what the issue is. Few hours with messages back and forth, and he doesn't really clarify what is broken with the PC, other than that it isn't playing what his son is wanting to play. Choosing Beggar said Fortnite still works fine, but his son isn't into it anymore and all his friends are playing Rust and Ark Survival Evolved. He goes on to further mention that both of these games work, but he isn't able to play them on the max graphical settings, which he isn't very happy about, as he purchased a gaming PC and expects it to play any game. He mentioned the graphics card or the monitor is defective because sometimes when he is playing first-person games, the background becomes out of focus or fuzzy when he is looking at something close to him. This is actually a game feature called depth of field. It's supposed to do that. Also, the choosing beggar mentioned he switched ISPs because Ark took too long to download, and for some reason, this was my fault or the PC's. Choosing Beggar then goes on to demand that he wants a full refund, but wanted to keep the PC for all the hassle, but also, he wanted me to fix the PC and put in parts which would allow his son to play Rust and Ark on the max settings. After declining Choosing Beggar's most generous offer, he ramps up the stupid and says this PC was a Christmas present for his son and hopes I'm happy that his son is crying. He has also taken this PC to various PC shops around the UK and each had said that the PC is fake or isn't worth £10. They also said it didn't have a power supply and didn't even have a graphics card. Seeing as how the Choosing Beggar had sent me a small video of this PC prior, and you could quite clearly see the PC working, but you could also see the graphics card through the case window, and I explained that if the PC didn't have a power supply, the PC wouldn't even be on. After a week of messages, I told him to email me his full complaint, explaining exactly what is and what is not working in the PC, and to also explain how the PC is now different to what he tested before he bought it. I didn't get an email from the Choosing Beggar, but after a few days, he messaged to say that if I don't do this for him, he will be setting the PC on fire and throwing it through my window. Wow. Okay, well, I'm a big tech nerd, and I can tell you right now, £150 for a gaming PC is an absolute bargain, but it's not going to run any game made in the last 10 years on max settings like the Choosing Beggar wanted. The part about the Choosing Beggar lying and saying that the PC repair shops said that the computer was fake really cracks me up, though. He's acting like it's some brand name designer bag that needs to be authenticated. What a guy. Again, this is also why I hate selling online. Our next story is from Matt the Mighty. Man makes fool of himself complaining over a 50-cent cup of cheese. So I'm a veteran, relevant information for later, and only a few years after I left the service did I discover the absolute merriment that was Veterans Day, and all of the glorious free food that comes with it, all of which I'm super grateful for when I have time to take part. It was my first year of taking advantage of this joyous holiday, around 2015, and there I was sitting in an absolutely packed Denny's. There was a lot of other generally much older vets and other folks eating before their flight from a nearby airport. The servers were already having a hard time navigating the floor amongst the absolute barrage of free Grand Slam orders flying out of the kitchen when this happened. I was happily chowing down on my free meal, plus paid orange juice and tip. Very reasonable, methinks. When a server is beckoned by an older gentleman, the beggar, about 4 feet away from me. The interaction goes more or less like this. I'll be happy to bring you a cup of cheese, but it'll be an extra 50 cents.
What do you mean it'll be an extra 50 cents? I thought the food was free for us.
Sir, the Grand Slams are free. We can still charge for the extra stuff.
I can't believe this. Is this how you treat a veteran of the United States military? It's false advertisement to charge extra for a meal that's supposed to be free.
By this point, everyone in the diner was silently pointing their gaze towards this man, and my spider sense of secondhand embarrassment was going into maximum overdrive. The episode more or less concludes as follows once everyone is staring at him.
Fine, I'll pay the damn 50 cents, but I feel disrespected and will complain to corporate.
Everyone went back to eating, and the man got his cheese. So, no real flashy ending or anything, but I can only hope this man went to bed every night after that and cringes about how humiliating that was for him. I know I still feel the secondhand embarrassment. So for everyone, be nice to service workers. Their job is hard enough. For my fellow veterans out there, don't be rude, especially on Veterans Day. All that free stuff is a privilege and can be taken away. Not to mention, you're disrespecting yourself and the rest of us when you do these things. One of the top comments points out that people who shout the loudest about being a veteran likely served the least, or maybe didn't even serve at all. I actually used to watch Stolen Valor compilations on YouTube all the time. They're videos of people in public who pretend to be veterans to try and get free stuff or recognition and get caught lying on camera. Super cringy, but fun to watch. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's stories, and I will see you in the next video.